Well, that's what happens when you hit the wrong button. You get the intro twice. Oh my God, it's going to be a long morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. It's Joe. It's time for Puck It with Joe. We have 12 games on the board today. We're going to break them all down. I said, what the heck? I'll give you my thoughts on each and every one. There's one game that I really don't like, so I'll let you know. But we've got our long shot parlay. I did something different instead of the money lines. I gave you a whole bunch of things, overs, unders, everything, what I'm liking best in all the games. So you guys know my best bets in all of the games. Want to say good morning, Matt. Thank you for joining me here on a Saturday. Let's make some freaking money. You're so right. Okay, you guys, let's start looking at these games because there's a lot to go over. What did we see last night? Last night, I tell you guys, I was not impressed with a couple of those games. Now, we talked last night. Hang on, I'm losing stuff here. We talked last night about a couple of these games and how things just did not make sense. The Pittsburgh Penguins coming in as they came in. They should have got over those 3.5 shots on goal versus Vancouver. Now, in that one, sorry, guys, I just lost one of my betting sheets that I use. In that one, we saw them come out completely flat. The books knew it. We sat here and said, what the heck is happening with this team right now? Why are we getting over 3.5 shots with plus money? The books were begging us to take it. I fell for the trap. I really did think we were going to see a better game out of them in that one versus the Vancouver Canucks. Now, the Vancouver Canucks have got 2 wins now on the season. Sidney Crosby not able to get his shots on goal either. So not the game I wanted last night for our parlays. We came out nice to start. The night started so good. I was getting nice messages from you guys, and then we just kind of fell flat. We got Vegas in that first period on that puck line. They actually covered the puck line for the full game, got the shutout win there as well. I wish when I did the shows during the week, we were able to get those goalie props earlier to see what their shots on goal. We just can't, so stay tuned to my Twitter for that. We were able to get the Boston Bruins as well in that first period. Vegas was on the puck line. It was Boston Bruins in the first period on the puck line, -0.5 at plus 148. So we did start off nice and strong. We got the under between the New Jersey Devil and the Colorado Avalanche. We were able to not do anything with that Islanders-Carolina game. So I was disappointed with that one. I really thought Carolina would come out strong. They're playing again today, so we're going to be talking about them here. Let's jump into this first game on the board, you guys. I will get the bookmarks up after the show. We've got the New York Islanders and the Dallas Stars. Now, they kick off right away. This is at 2 p.m. Eastern. We got 25 minutes to get these bets in. We have a total that opened at 6, now down to 5.5. And now I know what you're thinking after we saw Carolina and the Islanders fly over that total of 5.5 last night, that we're going to see it again. I don't think we see it here. I think this is a get-right game, especially for Igor Shesterkin. If you can get his block shots on goal, I would absolutely take it. I'm not going to be surprised if this is a 1-0 game. I really do think the Rangers have the possibility of pulling off this win. We have 2 incredibly strong defenses teams here with the Rangers and the Dallas Stars. Now, Igor Shesterkin just isn't looking like himself to start the season. They've lost their 4 games in New York Rangers. They really need to get things rolling. When we look at this matchup, the road team has strong trends to getting that win with winning all 4 of the last 4 meetings. The Rangers have been struggling on the road, but I think this is one they can get the win. I think the best play, though, is taking that under 5.5. Ottinger in goal for the Dallas Stars has been lights out. The under's 12-5-1 in the last 18 meetings, as well as 6-2-1 in the last 9 meetings in Dallas. So give me the under 5.5. I think that is the best bet in this game. The next game on the board, we have the Ottawa Senators taking on the Florida Panthers. This is the battle of the brothers, you guys. We got Brady Tkachuk taking on Matthew Tkachuk. Brady on the Ottawa Senators, Matthew, of course, on the Florida Panthers. Now, I think this is going to be a really interesting game. We've got a high total of 7, and while these do trend to that over, I could see it staying under. I would be looking at both Brady Tkachuk and Matthew Tkachuk to get over their shots on goal props tonight. Both of these guys are going to come out. I'm sure their parents are there. They have really supportive parents that tend to go to as many games as possible. These guys, it's going to be like being a kid again, going against your brother. So I'm looking for a big night out of both of these teams and both of those guys. I think this is one of the most interesting matchups. Both these teams came in with such high hopes on the season, and both have, not been playing as good as we had hoped. The Ottawa Senators rolling in here 4-3. Florida Panthers 4-3 as well. 1-7 on that puck line. 0-3 on the puck line at home, while the Ottawa Senators 5-2 on that puck line. And 1-1 on the road. I think you can take the Ottawa Senators plus 1.5 here. You're paying some juice at -140. Again, you guys shop those odds over at Betstamp. Use referral code Madden. But I think this is a game the Ottawa Senators have every chance of pulling off. So while I do like them on the puck line at plus 1.5 at -140, I absolutely love them for a sprinkle on that money line. We're getting them here at plus 162. Looks like the majority of the world is on the Florida Panthers. And I just can't get there. The Ottawa Senators are strong on their power play. They're 12th overall in the league. They're winning the face-off battles. Now, they have struggled going into Florida, going 1-6 in the last 7 meetings. So not in Florida against Florida, but the road team has been strong between these two, going 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. I think there's value here on the Ottawa Senators on that puck line at -140, but more value on that money line. In hockey, we've got to look for these spots with the underdogs and take them when there's an opportunity for them to get the win, because it's really hard to make money in hockey. You're not going to make money betting favorites all the time and paying all that juice. So look for the underdog in the roles where they have the ability to get the win. I think the Ottawa Senators have every ability to get the win here. And I think we're going to see a great battle between two brothers on the ice. So let's look at the next game. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the San Jose Sharks. Now, Andrei Vasilevskiy expected in goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He has a 2.84 goals against average and a save percentage of .914. Now, James Reimer coming in here for the San Jose Sharks. Don't get me wrong. San Jose Sharks are the worst team out there. Sorry, Sharks fans. They are not a good team. But James Reimer, actually, when you look at his save percentage, hasn't been doing bad. He's got a 2.55 goal against average, save percentage of .923. So he's actually doing better than Vasilevskiy so far this season. Now, Vasilevskiy is the better goalie. We know this. But just how things are trending right now, James Reimer is looking stronger. Both of these teams, just defensively, their defense is not clicking right now, with the Tampa Bay Lightning allowing 3.13 goals per game on average and 32.9 shots on goal. The San Jose Sharks allowing 3 and 30.1 shots on goal. So they're actually doing better at limiting the shots on goal than the Tampa Bay Lightning. Am I saying the Sharks are the better team? Hell no, I'm not. Tampa needs to start playing like themselves. They're -194 here on the money line. We got a total of 6. Can I get behind Tampa at this value? Absolutely not. Can I believe in them on that puck line? They should win and cover it. Do I love that? No, not at all. I think we're going to see the San Jose Sharks actually win some face-off battles here tonight. They're really good at limiting their time in the box. They're not getting these penalties. They're strong on that penalty kill. But there's 5 million reasons not to bet the Sharks. One, because they're the Sharks. Now, the Lightning have not been able to get wins back-to-back. They're 1-6 in their last 7 games following a win. They're not doing well in that situation, but they are strong in San Jose. What I'm going to look at here is the San Jose Sharks team total. We got a team total of 2.5. I do expect them to go over this. We're getting this at plus 104. I think that they're going to come out a little stronger offensively. We know they're only averaging 2.1 goals per game and 27.3 shots on goal. But the Lightning's defense just isn't clicking as well as I think that they should be. Yes, this could be a get-right situation against a bad team, but I think the Sharks come out here strong enough and get those 3 goals. Will they win it? I don't love it for them to get the win because it's the Sharks taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's move on to the next one, but they do have a chance, you guys. The Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the LA Kings. Now, Samsonov expected in goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. LA Kings expected to start Jonathan Quick here. Jonathan Quick, his goals against average is not a true representation of him. He's got a 3.81, another goalie that has struggled to start off the season. Samsonov expected in goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He has been elite to start the season with a 2.01 goals against average. Now, Toronto has lost their last 2 games, including the last one, which was an overtime loss to, guess who? San Jose Sharks. Can't trust them here versus the Kings. We know this Toronto Maple Leafs team is vulnerable in situations. They play down to opponents. Again, we've seen them lose 2 teams that they shouldn't be losing to with that loss to the Sharks. Now, the last time these 2 teams came out, they went solidly to that over with the Toronto Maple Leafs winning that one 6-2. The under, I think, though, is a stronger play. Under 6.5, I think, is the strongest play in this game. I'm looking for both defenses to step up. Now, the LA Kings defense really needs to get their act together. They're allowing an average of 4.33 goals per game and 31.4 shots on goal. They're not giving Jonathan Quick any help there in that zone. So when we look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, they have been stronger defensively. They're really limiting those shots on goal to 27.4. For the Kings to win, it needs to be an under game. And I think the Kings have the edge offensively, while Toronto has the edge defensively. I think if the Kings defense can step up, we have a lower scoring one. I'm going to take the under 6.5. And you know, I freaking love a home dog. I'm going to take the LA Kings at plus 120 here on the money line to pull off the home win. Home ice has been so important between these two, with the home team winning 10 of the last 14. The Kings are also so strong versus the Eastern Conference, going 30-11 in the last 41. The Maple Leafs versus the Pacific have not been strong, going 2-5 in those last 7 versus the Pacific. And they have not played strong in LA either, going 2-5 in the last 7 meetings in LA. So give me the LA Kings, give me the under. Big sis Lisa, thank you. A big hi to you and Joey. Okay, you guys, we're moving on to the Montreal Canadiens and the St. Louis Blues. The St. Louis Blues, I love them here. Binghamton coming into goal. Well, he expected, fingers crossed. If Binghamton isn't in goal, changes everything. He's got a 1.74 goals against average. He is absolutely standing on his head in that goal. He's a bigger goalie too, you guys. You see him in that goal. He looks great, and he's playing great so far this season. Now, the St. Louis Blues defense needs to help out a little bit more. They're allowing the average of 3 goals per game and 32.7 shots on goal. Now, the Montreal Canadiens expected to start Jake Allen here. He's got a 2.63 goals against average. They're not doing so strong, neither of these teams offensively, with the Montreal Canadiens averaging 2.5 goals per game and 29.8 shots on goal, while the St. Louis Blues only averaging that 2.33 and 28.8. St. Louis is really reverting back to being a lower scoring team, but a team that's still able to get those wins. They're sitting 3-3 on the season. I'd hope them to be a little bit better right here. 2-4 on that puck line. I do like St. Louis, though, to come out tonight strong and cover that puck line. We've only seen Montreal on the puck line cover once here on the road. I think St. Louis is the better team, and I think that Montreal is going to struggle. Now, the Montreal Canadiens in the last 6 meetings between St. Louis have gone 1-5 straight up. So I don't see them pulling off this win. A big hi to Stevie Ray out there. Welcome. It's nice to see you in the comments here. So I do think this is a lower scoring one, but a lower scoring one where St. Louis does probably pull off that empty netter. I can't take them here straight up on that money line. It's minus 265 on the money line, but if we take them on the puck line, minus 1.5, it's minus 105. Now, the under, I think, is the strongest play in this game, under 6.5. The under is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. Now, Montreal's team total, I'm really intrigued by, because we're not paying a lot of juice here at minus 130 for under 2.5. I really struggle to see them scoring on Binghamton in this one. I think Binghamton could get the shutout in this game. Again, I don't. Oh, perfect, Dave. Thank you so much. Binghamton is confirmed to start this. So for me, look for Binghamton to get the shutout here. I think this is quite possible. I think this is a super low scoring one. St. Louis winning this 2-0 or 3-0. but I don't see Montreal getting those goals. I know they have every opportunity. They have some talent on there, but I don't see it happening in this one. So Montreal's team total under 2.5. If you can get Binghamton for a shutout, let me just pull that up, you guys, because I love to see the odds when we're talking about this. Maybe I'll just post it below. I just have to open a couple different windows to get my book up here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, let's look to see if they have it, because you guys are seeing it confirmed. Here are the goalie props. Binghamton over 27.5 saved shots on goal is minus 116. We'll look at that in a minute. Binghamton for the shutout. I love this. It is plus 1120 for Binghamton to get a shutout today, you guys. You know I'm freaking sprinkling on that. Now, Binghamton over 27.5 save shots on goal. My concern is how limited Montreal is to getting these shots on goal. They're only averaging 29.8 shots on goal. Now, I know the St. Louis Blues are allowing 32.7 shots on goal, but I don't think in this one, the Montreal Canadiens get enough to push us over that 27.5, even though they're averaging 29.8. I think this game is completely controlled by St. Louis's defense, and this one is one where St. Louis just dominates. So I'm not going to look at that, but I do like Binghamton for the shutout. I think it's worth a sprinkle. It's hard for these goalies to get shutouts, but Logan Thompson got it last night for the Vegas Golden Knights. And who else got it? I've got so many games in my head between this and college football. The Bruins, Allmark got the shutout, I believe, as well. In my head, he did at least. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the next game. Yeah, big sis Lisa, I did talk about that Rangers game, and I do think the Rangers probably get things back on track as well today. That was my lean on the Rangers and the under in that one. That game kicks off in 10 minutes, you guys, if you're looking to get your bet out between the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, let's move on to the next game. Nice segue in the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. What the hell happened last night to the Carolina Hurricanes? They came out and just were dominated by the New York Islanders. Now, we had strong trends for why to take the Hurricanes. I think this is one of the most balanced teams out there. Just something didn't work last night. Can they come in now on the second leg of a back-to-back and beat the Philadelphia Flyers? I don't think so. I'm going to take a shot on the Flyers. I love what we've seen out of the Flyers lately. Carter Hart has been phenomenal in goal for them. He's got a 2 goals against average on the season at plus 155. I can't say no to the Philadelphia Flyers here. I think they come in strong. I know they've got some injury issues, but the Flyers at home have been so solid for us. They're 5-2 on the season, 3-1 at home. They're 6-1 on that puck line, 3-1 on the puck line at home. There's no value taking them here, plus 1.5 on that puck line. I think all the values here on the money line. Give me the Flyers. Ranta expected in goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. You know that we had picked Carolina versus Calgary a couple of weeks ago. Frederik Andersen was expected, then Ranta went in goal. Calgary was able to get that win. Ranta and Frederik Andersen are 2 totally different goalies, while both have solid numbers. I don't trust in Ranta as much. I think the Philadelphia Flyers can capitalize on him being in goal here. Now, that being said, he still has a 1.94 goals against average. He is solid. The defense of Carolina is scary, only allowing 2.86 goals per game and 26.7 shots on goal. Now, the Philadelphia Flyers have covered the last 6 games as an underdog on that puck line. So that's why I say, while I do like them on the puck line, I just can't get behind the number. We're not getting enough value here on the puck line, but we're getting plus 155 on that money line. It's definitely worth a sprinkle. You guys, I think if you're looking for a strong way to go with this total, I would look at the under. We have seen these meetings go over in Philadelphia, going 9-3-1 to that over, but I like the under here. We look at the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Mets, strong to that under, 6-2 in their last 8 versus the Mets. We look at the Hurricanes on the road, 3-1-1 in their last 5 to that under, in the Flyers. They trend to that under following the win, going 5-1 in their last 6 games. So I think we got a strong defensive game. Carter Hart playing absolutely phenomenal. I trust him more than Ranta coming out here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Give me the under in a low-scoring battle. And the Flyers, sprinkle on that money line. It's going to be a hard one for them to win, but I can't pass up the value, you guys. And you know I'm all about value. So I can't take a huge favorite. The Chicago Blackhawks and the Buffalo Sabres. This is one game that I don't absolutely love. I look at this one, and we've got the Blackhawks coming in here at plus 158. A total 6.5, minus 192 on that money line for the Buffalo Sabres. This Buffalo Sabres team has been strong this season. They're 4-3, but only 1-2 at home. They're 5-2 on that puck line, 2-1 on that puck line at home. We look at the Chicago Blackhawks. They're 4-3 on the season as well, 1-2 on the road. So very similar teams, 6-1 on this puck line, 2-1 on the puck line at home or on the road. They have this goalie that they've had him up before, but now they just brought him back up. Soderblom. I cannot pronounce his name. Now he's going to be faced up against Greg Anderson. I think Greg Anderson is we know he's a better goalie. He's been phenomenal so far this season for the Buffalo Sabres. We look at Buffalo and they're strong defensively, holding opponents to 2.71 goals per game and 36 shots on goal. Now the Chicago Blackhawks allowing 3.29 and 32.7 shots on goal. Both these teams are scoring the goals and are being limited in shots. What I would look at here is the home team does have home ice advantage, going 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. The Blackhawks coming in rested, play so strong, 5-2. They have the opportunity to pull off the upset. You know I love that plus money. I just don't know if I can get there. The Blackhawks spend so much time in the frickin' box. They're shooting themselves in the foot. And if they do this against the Buffalo Sabres, we know the Buffalo Sabres have the firepower. They're averaging 3.75 goals per game on 29.6 shots. So they have the power when they make those shots are more than likely going in. They're playing strong hockey. I think the Buffalo Sabres in the first period is a strong way to go. I think they're going to come out solid in this first period, get up, and we might see Chicago play it hard in the third, but I think the first period is for the Buffalo Sabres. We can get them on the puck line at minus 0.5 at plus 128. So again, always looking for that plus money. I think the over 6.5 is probably in play here, but I think if you're looking at playing a full total, I'd look at the team total of the Buffalo Sabres team total over, count on them to get the majority of the goals in this one. It's going to be a hard game. Something's not sitting right with this game, and especially after yesterday was what we saw in that Canucks game. I'm looking more in my head at when games do not sit right, there's a reason behind it. So Buffalo in that first period, I think, is the strongest play. The Minnesota Wild taking on the Detroit Red Wings. This should be an interesting one. The Wild coming in here as the favorite on the road at minus 162. We got a total of 6.5. Now, Husso expected for the Red Wings. He's got a 2.75 goals against average. I like what I've seen out of the Red Wings so far this season. They're averaging 3.29 goals per game on 30.7 shots, but they are allowing a 3.29 and 34.3 shots. Minnesota Wild. We know Fleury has been in and out of goal, and he's been struggling. Gavison, their backup goalie, is in today. He's been struggling as well. He's got a 5.05 goals against average. The defense of the Minnesota Wild are allowing 4.29 goals per game on 33.1 shots on goal. The Wild are not good when playing on 1 day's rest. They're 1-6 in their last 7 games playing on rest. They're also 3-7 in their last 10 overall. The penalties are absolutely killing the Minnesota Wild. They are not playing smart hockey. They're getting these penalties. They're letting the other teams get under their skin. They're averaging 13.7 minutes per game in the frickin' box. The Wild have dominated over the Detroit Red Wings. They've won the last 5 meetings. I don't think it happens here today. I'm going to take the Detroit Red Wings with Husso expected in goal. If Husso's not in goal, you guys, wait to see if he's confirmed. I would not take the Detroit Red Wings here. I do like it. I think this is a good game. We're getting that plus 134 here on the money line. Again, we got to search for the underdogs that can get the wins. We've got a home underdog here in the Detroit Red Wings who have been decent on the season. There's no reason for the Wild to be such a big favorite here in this one. Now, when we look at a couple of the sides and totals here for the Red Wings, their side total is over 2.5 at -135. I think they get 3 goals here. They definitely can. The Minnesota Wild defensively have been giving up these goals left, right, and center. This goalie in gives up the goals as well. So the Red Wings also versus Essential trend to that over. So their team total over 2.5, I think really looks nice here in this one. So Huso's confirmed. There we go. I'm glad to see it. I wish I could have my phone up here to look at those confirmations when we're talking. It's just a little hard for me. So let's go on to the next game. Again, in this one, I like the Red Wings here with that beautiful plus money. I like their team total over 2.5. That's probably the safest way to go. I definitely see them coming out and getting 3 goals. So that would be my best bet in this game. The Colorado Avalanche taking on the New York Islanders. This Islanders team just steamrolled over the Carolina Hurricanes last night. They now are coming in as home dogs. Now, there's a couple of trends that I was weighing before taking the Islanders, because I'm taking the Islanders. I'm taking them with this plus money. I think they're just playing too strong, especially defensively right now. They contained the Hurricanes to only those 2 goals. They put up, 6? They played phenomenal last night. I think they're rolling with momentum. Now, they have failed to cover the puck line as a home underdog on the second leg of a back-to-back in their last 5 games. We couldn't take them here anyway at that +1.5 on the puck line. We'd be paying juice out of our ears. Now, there's also the other stat. They've lost their last 5 games as a home underdog on the second leg of a back-to-back. So typically in this situation, they're not strong. But I think they have the edge in this one. The Colorado Avalanche just aren't playing like the Colorado Avalanche right now. They're 1-6 in the last 7 meetings in New York. They've struggled to win in New York. They're also on an end of a back-to-back. I think this is the Islanders' opportunity to pull off that win at +118. I absolutely love it. The defense of the Islanders has been strong. The goaltending's been strong. I think this is going to be one of the best games of the day. Now, while I do like the Islanders at that +118, the total of 6, I got to go with the over. I know the Islanders defense is going to be strong. Offensively, the Islanders are averaging 3.5 goals per game. I could see this be another runaway win for them, which I don't like for the Colorado Avalanche side of things, but I think we do have a strong game here out of both offenses. Now we know Nathan McKinnon is so strong for the Colorado Avalanche. I think this is a 4-3 win here for the New York Islanders. We got a total of 6. I got to take the New York Islanders with the plus money and the over 6. The Washington Capitals taking on the Nashville Predators is the next game on the board. This is at 8:00 Eastern tonight, you guys. Kemper expected for the Washington Capitals. Saros expected here for the Nashville Predators. Now, a total of 6. Nashville rolling in as the favorite at -134 here on the money line. +112 for the Washington Capitals. Capitals have completely struggled in Nashville. And after spending 3 nights in Nashville, I don't know how any team comes into Nashville and wins. This town is a party town. Not sure if these players are getting out to party. I really doubt it, but lots of distractions in Nashville. The Capitals are 1-4 in the last 5 meetings in Nashville. The Capitals are also 2-8 in those last 10 meetings overall. Favorite, strong trends to that favorite, going 15-7 in the last 22 meetings. When I look at the Predators, they have a really interesting schedule here. So they beat the St. Louis Blues at home on Thursday. That was a 6-2 win over the St. Louis Blues. Now, they have this game today at home versus the Washington Capitals. Then guess what road trip they take? They go and they face the Oilers, the Calgary Flames, the Vancouver Canucks, and then the Seattle Kraken. We just saw another team do this exact road trip. It was the Buffalo Sabres. So heads up on that. Buffalo was able to win those first 3. Lost to the Seattle Kraken at the end of that road trip. Well, I don't think Nashville's looking ahead because this is a little bit far to look ahead to that road trip. It's starting on Tuesday. It could be a situation where Their heads might be a little bit more in the game of we've got a big road trip coming up. So I'm going to stay off the side in this. If I had a gun to my head, I'd take the Nashville Predators. No one put a gun to my head, please. Never want to have that happen. But I think the strongest play is on the over. I'm going to take the over 6 in this one. We have strong goaltending out of both of these teams, but neither defense has really stepped up enough. And I think what we're going to see in this one is the talent of the offenses be able to get those goals in the back of the net. So give me the over 6, lean on the Preds, but that's only with a gun to my head. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Seattle Kraken. Now this one is at 10 o'clock Eastern tonight. Seattle, the dog at home in this one. Plus 100 here. Pittsburgh Penguins, we know how much I hate them after last night. They did not show up facing Vancouver. Casey DeSmith expected in goal for them. He's got a 3.41 goals against average. Martin Jones for the Seattle Kraken, 3.47 goals against average. Both these teams are doing strong, except for the Penguins last night, getting these goals. Is this a bounce back for the Penguins? I don't know. They're averaging 3.8 goals per game. Only got 1 last night. I'm not going to let it go, you guys. It hurt. And 37.8 shots on goal. So they are getting these shots. Now, when we look at the Seattle Kraken, they're getting these shots as well at 32.6. They're doing an astounding job at limiting those shots on goal. They're holding teams to 25.3 shots on goal, which I didn't expect to see out of the Seattle Kraken this season. They are allowing still that 3.67 goals per game. So goaltending-wise, goaltending needs to step up. Defense is doing phenomenal at limiting those shots. Now, Pittsburgh is allowing 3.25 goals per game and 35.9 shots on goal. So the Penguins let us down last night. They've lost their last 3 games. Now the Kraken roll in here, winning the last matchup between these two in a super low scoring game. They won it 2-1. This is a game I hate. I want to take the Seattle Kraken. I know if I do, the Pittsburgh Penguins will come out and win. This is one I'm staying off of. You guys do what you want with the information I gave you. I just can't trust in the Penguins. I don't think that they're looking right now. And while they have every ability and they should come out and win this one huge, again, why are we getting them at only minus 120? We're not paying enough juice here for one of the better teams in the league. Yes, and I know they're 4-3 right now, 1-3 on the road, but I think the Penguins are a much better team than the Seattle Kraken. So I'm staying off this game. I'm not going to touch it either way. Last but not least, I am so excited tonight. You guys, the Edmonton Oilers take on the Calgary Flames. Calgary's going to steamroll all over them. Mic drop, we're done. No, that's not, I don't know. It's going to be a hard one. This is the Battle of Alberta. You guys all know that I went to the first one in Edmonton. These are the best games out there on the ice, I tell you. This rivalry is huge, and it's fantastic as a Calgary Flames fan. Now, Calgary won that first game 4-3 over the Oilers, but we look at that game, and when we really break it down, Calgary got those 4 goals against Jack Campbell in that first period, and then the Oilers answered back. They shut out Calgary with Skinner in goal for the second and third period. They weren't able to tie it up with seconds. Like I'm talking those last seconds. They're digging at the net, digging at Markstrom. I thought that goal was going to go in. Calgary in those second and third periods just weren't able to stop the elite offense of the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I think Edmonton and Calgary both offensively are so strong, both of them. I give the edge defensively to the Calgary Flames, though. They're only allowing that 2.83 goals per game and 27.8 shots on goal, while Edmonton's allowing that 3.25 and 34.1 shots on goal. Jack Campbell expected in goal for them tonight. We know Calgary was able to get those 4 goals nice and quick and fast in one period on him. He's allowing an average of 3.88. Now, Markstrom, last year in the playoffs, Edmonton is a nemesis to Markstrom. They're able to get these goals on him. He's only allowing 2.49 on the season. But against this Edmonton Oilers team, they find a way to find the back of the net. They get these goals on him. I'd be looking at the over 6.5 for the full game in this one. I think this is another 4-3 win. I would give the edge to Calgary, but you guys know I'm biased. I don't want to give you a biased answer here. Now, I could see even both teams getting 4. So if you like the over 3.5 for either of these teams, I think that's another solid way to bet it if you have more faith in one than the other. But I do think the defensive edges with Calgary. I do think the goaltending edges with Calgary. No, I'm going to take that back. I don't think the goaltending edge is with Calgary with Markstrom against the Oilers. I think we've got pretty even goaltending here with Jack Campbell and Markstrom, just based on how Markstrom does perform against the Oilers. I think defensively, Calgary's better, and I think they are both elite offensively. So we've got a battle on our hands. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'd look at some prop bets in this. I'd look at Connor McDavid's shots on goal. I would look at Nazem Kadri's points. I would look at so many things like that. I want to tell you guys that the first period over 1.5 goals is a good way to go, but I've got to check the juice. I'm guessing it's going to be way highly juiced. I've been looking at these first period overs, and while I like them, I don't like what we have to pay. Yeah, total goals over 1.5 in that first period is minus 180. We can't get that. Oh, Dave, Markstrom and Skinner are confirmed. Jack Campbell not starting versus Calgary. That is a freaking smart move for the Edmonton Oilers to start Skinner over Jack Campbell. It's going to be a hard game. Calgary was shut out. They weren't able to get any goals against Skinner. It's going to be a tight one, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with this total now. Stay off it. Because Skinner is a difference maker for the Edmonton Oilers. I do think Calgary will find a way to find the back of his net. You guys might want to look at some individual team totals, the over for Edmonton or the over for Calgary, depending on which team you like. Yeah, possibly ruins that over. You are so right there. Stay off that one. I don't love it. Look at some prop bets. Let's look at points and assists in this one. Yeah, Connor McDavid shots on goal, definitely a great way to go. You can also look at Rasmussen Anderson for the Calgary Flames. His points tonight over 0.5 is minus 135. I do like that. I think he comes out nice. You can look at Mackenzie Weegar as well. He is new to the Calgary Flames. He's been playing phenomenal. His points over 0.5 is plus money at plus 114. Nazem Kadri, you can look at him. His points are way too juiced. Now, Connor McDavid's points tonight over 1.5. Great value at minus 108. So I do think that is a good way to go. When you look at players like Nurse for the Oilers, if you like them to get some points on the board tonight, over 0.5 is plus 130. He's great at setting up Connor McDavid there for the assist. Jonathan Huberdeau, over 1.5 points tonight is plus 192. He looked phenomenal versus Edmonton in the last game out. So I think Jonathan Huberdeau is a good way to go. Now, when we look at these shots on goal, let's look at 2+ shots on goal, see if we can get any value. No, there's no value there. 3+ shots on goal, there's no value there. 4+ shots on goal. This is how many shots on goal, people, that we're going to be expecting tonight. Now, Connor McDavid, 4+ shots on goal is minus 120. Draisaitl is plus 136 for those shots on goal if you think he's going to come out. And Jonathan Huberdeau for 4+ shots on goal is plus 370. So great value there. Okay, you guys, what about these goalie props in here for this one? Jacob Markstrom is the only goalie my book is confirming right now. So his save shots on goal over 27.5 at minus 102. Now let's look. Edmonton is averaging 33.9 shots on goal. Calgary is limiting opponents to 27.8. I could see Edmonton getting over 27.8 shots on goal versus Calgary, but we have seen Calgary limit some teams completely with these shots on goal. I'm not going to touch Markstrom under 27.5. When I play goalie props, I only like to bet them over. I don't like to bet them under unless I think a goalie is going to be completely blown out in that game. I don't think Markstrom will be completely blown out. Okay, guys, let's do, this recap, 12 games. We'll recap it, or do you guys just want the long shot parlay, which is like the best bet in every game. Let's just do that. So the long shot parlay today is just my best bet in each and every single one of these games, okay? So what I would bet if I had to bet one bet in each game. The New York Rangers and the Dallas Stars. My best bet in this is the under 5.5. The Ottawa Senators and the Florida Panthers. My best bet, easiest bet would be the Senators on the puck line plus 1.5. You guys know I don't like the easy bet. I want the Ottawa Senators on the money line. So sprinkle on that if you want. It's going to be a battle out there. Now, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the San Jose Sharks. I think the San Jose Sharks team total over 2.5 at plus 104 is a great way to go with this game. I know they've been limited to 2.1 goals per game, but I think we just haven't seen the Lightning looking like the Lightning yet. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the LA Kings. I'm going to take the under 6.5. I think that's the strongest way to go with this. Under 6.5 in this game. Again, like the Kings to get the win. Not the strongest bet, though. Montreal Canadiens and the St. Louis Blues. The St. Louis Blues here on the puck line at minus 1.5 at minus 105, I think is the best way to go with this game. The under 6.5 and Montreal's team total under 2.5 are the second and third bets. You guys, I told you I wasn't going to recap. Now I start looking at these games. I want to tell you everything I like. Let's just do the best bets. Philadelphia Flyers, sprinkle on that money line. Too much value to pass up. Plus 155. We've got to look for these dogs in the plus money in hockey. The under 6 as well. The Chicago Blackhawks and the Buffalo Sabres. Buffalo Sabres in the first period, minus 0.5 on that puck line, plus 128. Best bet in that game. I like the over too, you guys. The Minnesota Wild and the Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings team total over 2.5, I think, is the best bet in this one. We're paying a bit of juice, though, minus 135. The Colorado Avalanche and the New York Islanders. I got to ride with the Islanders at plus 118 at home on this money line to break these trends of them on back-to-backs off wins and home underdogs and everything like that. I think they come out strong. I got to ride the over 6 in that one. The Washington Capitals and the Nashville Predators. The only way I'm going to take this game is the over 6. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Seattle Kraken. Throw this game out. Scrunch it up. Throw it in the bin. Don't bet it. Looks ugly. They want us to take the Penguins here. I don't trust them. I just don't trust them. Until they start getting their crap together, I'm not betting on them. The Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames. Now that Skinner's in goal, I'm not sure, you guys. I love the over 6.5 with Jack Campbell and Markstrom. I'm not sure I can get there on the over now. I'm going to have to dig deeper in this one. I think you take props in this one. Look at who you like to get these goals. Look for who you like to get the shots on goal. We know the Edmonton Oilers are allowing the shots on goal at 34.1 shots on goal. Calgary is limiting, so be careful with how many player props you take for the Edmonton Oilers to get these shots on goal. While I do think they get them, I would probably look at the points in that one, like Connor McDavid's points tonight over, because we know he's going to get some goals. He's going to get some assists. So that's what I'm liking. You guys, thank you so much for joining me here for Puck It with Joe. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been quite the morning. It's already 12:15. I can't believe 12:15 my time, which is 2:15 Eastern. Let's look at this Rangers one. Dallas is up 1-0 over the New York Rangers. This game just kicked off. Damn it. If they blow this under, I'm going to scream. But you guys, you'll hear me all the way from Calgary, Alberta. Have a great day. Thanks so much. 45 minutes on a Saturday for joining me here. Make sure you do me a favor over on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Trying to get over 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys. To everyone on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, have a great day. Keep smiling, and let's make some freaking money on the ice. Bye, guys.